Hi, everyone, and welcome to Solidity Magazine TV. I'm Rachel B. Kaplan. I am your host for Higher Health Now with Rachel. I have a background in teaching hot yoga. I've been teaching for about 14 years, and I have a degree in clinical nutrition, and I've been a health and wellness enthusiast my entire life. I feel so privileged to be able to share my knowledge and passion about health with all of you. My vision for this show is for you to have a place where you can find your definition of health and self-love and ultimately tap into your true self. Let's get started. So first, I'd like to say, please let's connect. I am usually found on Instagram or Facebook. Those two places are my social media platforms. You can also email me at rachel@higherhealthnow.com. If at any point during today's show or any of the past episodes that you've watched, you have questions, concerns, specific personal things you want to share with me in terms of your health goals, I'd be happy to connect with you and see how I can help you. So today, it's not just about food and exercise. No, it's about so much more. And a happy, healthy life is more than the food we eat or the amount of exercise we get. It's about love, our relationships, our career, our dreams, our goals, and our spirituality, just to name a few aspects of life. It's about who we are, what we love, and what fulfills us. It's not only food that nourishes us. A person might have the healthiest diet in the world and exercise every day, yet if other areas of their life are out of balance, then it's definitely not going to have them feel their best, right? They're likely to even feel a little lost. When we are not being fulfilled in any area of our life, the void is all too frequently filled by food. And, as Osho, the wise philosopher, used to say, just as food is needed for the body, love is needed for the soul. Sometimes we are fed not by food, but by the energy in our lives. Modern nutrition, which is carbohydrates, proteins, fruits, and vegetables, is really just one source of nourishment, which is referred to as secondary foods. Secondary foods nourish our bodies, but are not able to give us the joy, meaning, or fulfillment that primary foods provide. We hunger for play, touch, fun, romance, intimacy, love, achievement, success, art, music, self expression, leadership, excitement, adventure, and spirituality. All of these elements are essential forms of nourishment. And the extent to which we are able to incorporate them determines how enjoyable and worthwhile our lives feel. When we use secondary food as a way to alleviate or suppress our hunger for primary food, the body and mind suffer. Weight gain is just one of the consequences. Diet-related disorders such as heart disease, cancer, obesity, high blood pressure, and diabetes are national epidemics. And one of the main reasons is because we are stuffing ourselves with secondary foods when we are really starving for primary food. If you're not getting the primary food you need, eating all the food in the world won't satisfy your hunger. And that is from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition founder, Joshua Rosenthal. When life seems hectic, your energy is typically focused in all different directions, and it's easy to find yourself off balance, not paying enough attention to the needed or desired areas of your life. Many of us are stressed out and running around in circles, never taking the time to take inventory of where we are and where we want to go. Years go by, and one day we find ourselves asking, how did I get here? That's why it can be useful to make the time to take a look at your life. Step back a little bit and see things objectively, considering each area of your life to assess what might be off balance. And then you can look at the areas that need more attention and take notice of the areas that are feeding you and for which you are grateful for. Once you've identified the areas that need attention, it's time to plan the action steps to regain balance, reduce stress, and feel more fulfilled so you can truly enjoy your life. Make a commitment to these actions by writing them down once you have set the goals in place. Are you ready? So we're going to take some time to evaluate. Right, I'm going to walk you through some different areas of your life. So please, if you don't have a pen and paper readily available, I'll just pause a little bit, or you can press pause here on the YouTube. I don't know if you could do it while it's live, but I'm sure if it's the recording, you can press pause and go get your journal or go get a piece of paper and a pen. And we're going to go through some self-audit exercises here to really hone in on what you may be missing in terms of your primary nutrition. Okay, so go ahead and write down these categories: spirituality, creativity, finance, career, education, and health. And I would like for you to start rating your satisfaction or fulfillment of each based on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the highest, as in it couldn't be better, and 1 being, OMG, this has to change. Here are some other areas. Just write them down, and you can go back to it later if you didn't get a chance to really assess, really think about it, because it does take some time to think. So write down physical activity, home cooking, home environment, relationships, social life, and joy. And then same thing, rate them from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. And just write down the number that equates to how you feel. Don't overthink it, just the first initial feeling that you have. Okay, once you've written down those numbers, and again, go back to it, and you can go through this process with me after you've done that. But now, looking at those numbers, which are the ones that are below 5? And which are the areas that are above 5? Which areas of your life are most nurturing to you? And are there areas that fall in the middle range that you would like to improve? Can you see any areas that cause you to feel stressed or empty or unfulfilled? What areas of your life are feeding you? We all want loving relationships, meaningful work, optimal health, laughter, joy, adventure, fun, and purpose. When we can focus on what truly makes us happy and fulfills us, and we're doing what we love to do most of the time, then everything else seems to fall into place much easier. So, what is it that feeds you? What do you love doing? What do you look forward to the most? When are you the most happy, energized, balanced, at peace, joyful, fulfilled? Think about what that is for you and how you can create that. For the areas of your life that were below about 8 to 10 range, what are some ideas you have to feel more satisfied and complete? And these are really wonderful journal prompts. So again, don't feel like you have to feel rushed and get this all in right now. I would just take down some notes, jot these questions down, revisit them after the show, and that way you can really spend some time on this. So now I want you to go ahead and identify 3 to 5 areas that are not providing you the nourishment you want or need, and with improvement would have the biggest impact on your life. Which area would be the easiest to start with and why? Which would be the most challenging and why? Which 3 to 5 areas could you work on that would improve your happiness and life balance? And be as specific as possible. So here's some sample questions to get you started. And again, I would just jot these down in your journal and revisit them after the show. But if you were thinking about the area of career, right? Think about what makes you unhappy in your current career. What needs to change to possibly make it better? In the area of finances, you might want to ask yourself, in what way could your finances be better? How can you make a plan for that? Just brainstorm ideas. And then around health, what do you really want for your health? In what ways do you need to take a better care of yourself? And what does that look like? Just be as specific as possible. And then in the area around relationships, ask yourself, what would you most like to see change? And then, think about your family relationships, your friend relationships, your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend, or just your partner, children, right? Or coworkers. What would you like to see change in your relationships? In home environment, what would you like to change in your home? Do you need more help from your family members? Are there repairs that need to be made? And what can you start with? And just jot them down. What are the 3 to 5 areas that need more nurturing? Sometimes our search for the ideal number on a scale isn't about the number at all. Sometimes it's about finding that which will nourish us on a much deeper level and make us feel complete, loved, and part of something that's much bigger. Maybe you aren't quite sure about what that is for you right now, and that's okay. Don't give up being curious and continue searching, continuing to do that self audit on a daily basis. Sometimes just being open to new possibilities can open new doors, and you would never have thought of that. Anything is possible. I love this quote. In the midst of our struggle to find out who we are, there are infinite possibilities for beauty and hope and wonder and love. Okay, so here's some homework for you. I want you to also think about, so besides doing the journal exercises that I gave you, think about what brings you absolute joy, right? And maybe just start there. And then make a list of what feeds you the most on an emotional and spiritual level. Is it taking a walk in nature? Is it going to a yoga class? Is it meditating, sitting with yourself in silence? Is it reading a good book? Is it, being with your partner? Is it being with your children? What gives you or feeds you that primary nutrition on an emotional and spiritual level? And then how do you want to focus on those? Just kind of brainstorm it out, put pen to paper. And what action step will you take this week to increase your joy? And this is really the homework part, the action part. What are you going to do? One thing to increase your joy, emotional and or spiritual fulfillment. Which area of improvement will you work on? And what is the first action step to take? I don't know the answer to that. That's something you have to look inside yourself, and you know what it is. And if for some reason you uh, keep coming up in a very frustrated state, I don't know what it is, you do know. And our fail safe is to say we don't know because we're afraid of change, right? So I challenge you to go outside of your comfort zone and really ask yourself the honest question, what is it that you want to improve in your life? What's one thing? Pick one thing to start. Pick one simple action step you can take this week and just give it a try. You have nothing to lose. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Sorry for the bun head today. It's just one of those days. I hope you're having a beautiful Thursday so far, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Peace.